What if I told you that some of America's most dangerous places aren't the big cities you'd expect, but small towns with populations under 10,000? Today, we're diving into the 10 most violent small towns in America, and the statistics might shock you. These aren't just numbers on a page. They represent real communities struggling with serious safety challenges that often go unnoticed by the national spotlight. When we think about violent crime in America, our minds usually jump to major metropolitan areas like Chicago, Detroit, or Los Angeles. But the reality is far more complex. Some of the highest violent crime rates per capita actually occur in small towns across the country, where limited resources, economic challenges, and social issues create perfect storms for criminal activity. Let's start our countdown with number 10. Small towns in rural Louisiana have been grappling with violence rates that rival much larger cities. These communities, often with populations between 3,000 and 8,000 residents, face unique challenges including limited law enforcement resources, economic instability from declining industries, and geographic isolation that can make emergency response difficult. The combination of these factors creates environments where violence can escalate quickly and persist over time. Moving to number 9, we find several small towns in New Mexico dealing with crime rates that seem disproportionate to their size. These communities often struggle with issues related to their location along major trafficking routes, which brings drug-related violence into areas that lack the infrastructure to handle such problems effectively. Local law enforcement agencies may consist of just a handful of officers trying to cover vast geographic areas, making crime prevention and response incredibly challenging. Number 8 takes us to small towns in Alaska, where the isolation factor becomes even more pronounced. Some Alaskan communities with populations under 5,000 experience violence rates that are truly staggering when calculated per capita. The extreme remoteness of these towns means that help can be hours or even days away, and residents often have to rely on themselves for protection. Weather conditions can make law enforcement response nearly impossible during certain times of the year. At number 7, we encounter small towns in rural Tennessee and Kentucky, where economic decline has left communities vulnerable to violence. Former coal mining towns and agricultural centers that have lost their primary industries often see increases in domestic violence, assault, and other crimes as unemployment rises and social services become stretched thin. The loss of community cohesion that comes with economic hardship can create environments where violence becomes more normalized. Number 6 brings us to small towns in Mississippi and Alabama, where historical factors combine with current economic challenges to create concerning violence statistics. These communities often lack the resources for adequate mental health services, substance abuse treatment, and youth programs that could help prevent violence before it occurs. The result is crime rates that can exceed those found in much larger urban areas. Our 5th most violent small town category includes communities in rural California, particularly in the Central Valley region. Despite being in one of the wealthiest states in the country, these small agricultural towns face significant challenges with gang activity, drug trafficking, and related violence. The transient nature of agricultural work can make it difficult to build stable communities, and language barriers sometimes prevent effective communication between residents and law enforcement. Number 4 takes us to small towns in Arizona and Nevada, where the proximity to the Mexican border creates unique security challenges. Drug cartels and human trafficking operations can bring violence into communities that are completely unprepared to handle such sophisticated criminal enterprises. Border towns with populations under 10,000 may find themselves dealing with crimes typically associated with international organized crime. At number 3, we find small towns in rural Oklahoma and Arkansas, where methamphetamine production and distribution have created epidemic levels of violence. The volatile nature of drug manufacturing, combined with the desperation that addiction creates, leads to domestic violence, robbery, and assault rates that can be shocking in such small communities. Rural locations make these operations harder to detect and shut down quickly. Number 2 on our list includes small Midwestern towns in states like Missouri and Illinois, where economic devastation has left communities struggling with violence rates that rival major cities. Factory closures, population decline, and the loss of young people to urban areas leave behind communities with fewer resources to address growing crime problems. The result can be violence rates that seem impossible for such small populations. Finally, our number one category represents the most violent small towns in America, found primarily in rural Alaska. Some of these remote communities experience violence rates that are among the highest in the entire country when calculated per capita. The combination of extreme isolation, limited law enforcement, harsh living conditions, and social challenges creates environments where violence can reach truly alarming levels. What makes these statistics particularly concerning is that small towns traditionally relied on community bonds and informal social controls to maintain order. When these systems break down, the impact can be devastating because there are fewer formal institutions to take their place. Unlike big cities with multiple police precincts, hospitals, and social services, small towns often have minimal backup systems when things go wrong. Understanding these challenges is crucial for developing effective solutions. Many of these communities need targeted federal and state assistance to build up their law enforcement capabilities, expand access to mental health and substance abuse treatment, and create economic opportunities that can help stabilize their populations. The solutions aren't simple, but awareness is the first step toward meaningful change. These statistics remind us that violence in America isn't confined to the places we typically think about. Small-town America faces real challenges that deserve our attention and support. By understanding where these problems exist, we can better advocate for resources and policies that could help these communities build safer, more stable futures for their residents. If you found this information eye-opening, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis of important social issues affecting communities across America.